Hi, I'm your host Vasco Duarte. Welcome to the Scrum Master Toolbox podcast, where we share tips and tricks from Scrum Masters around the world. Every day, we bring you inspiring answers to important questions that all Scrum Masters face day after day. Hello, everybody. Welcome to one more week of the Scrum Master Toolbox podcast. And this week, joining us from Bangalore in India is Raj Solanki. Hi, Raj. Welcome to the show.
Hey, hi, Vasco.
So Raj is a manager, a technical program manager, as well as a Scrum Master. He focuses on helping teams learn about Agile, overcoming obstacles, foster a collaborative community, and more. He constantly reads about Agile and seeks out coaches when he feels stuck. He seeks constant feedback and helps teams be transparent and build trust. So Raj, that was a short intro to you and what you do. Take a minute, tell us a little bit more about yourself and how did you end up becoming a Scrum Master?
Yeah, so myself, Raj, as you told me about me, that I'm working in a company called as an Akamai. I work as a technical program manager and also as a Scrum Master. I started my career as a test engineer and then eventually moved towards different positions, lead and then manager, and then entered into a Scrum Master role along with the technical program manager. I personally feel that I have been a part of the agile transformations for a couple of organizations, and what makes me excited about this Scrum Master role is this is one of the role wherein you get an opportunity to work with a different set of people. You work as a servant leader for a team, and you understand each and every facets of this role. I mean, you need to work as a servant leader. You have to be a person who has to lead the team, who have to bring the agile culture mindset across the team, within the team, across the team, and also you get an opportunity to play a very crucial roles in terms of agile transformation. So here, why I like this to be a Scrum Master, because I personally feel that being a Scrum Master is not something just to run the ceremony. It is something you're playing as a leadership role, wherein you are one person from the team. You're the face of the team who is bringing a culture, bringing a collaboration culture, changing the mindset of the people from a traditional waterfall model to an agile waterfall model, helping the team understand why agile is important and how this is contributing in the current industry as well. So all this angle excited me, and I thought, okay, let me take this opportunity of Scrum Masters and enter myself, understand about agile, and see what best I can deliver as a Scrum Master.
Absolutely. There's a lot of inspiring aspects to the
Yes.
Scrum Master role, as we heard recently in the Scrum Master Summit,
Yes.
where we heard from many different people about what the Scrum Master could entail, and I also suggested that maybe Scrum Masters is where future CEOs are starting to learn to be leaders.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. I mean, yes, because this is something you are actually a leader. You are changing the mindset of the people, and you have the capability, you have the potential to make people understand that what is best. And as you said, uh, CEO is anybody can become a CEO, and CEO is the one who leads the team, who gives a vision and the roadmap for the team. And you are actually playing one part of that thing as a Scrum Master.
Absolutely. And as you said, it is a leadership role indeed. Well, today's Monday, though, Raj, and leaders as we may be when it comes to being a Scrum Master, of course, we are not infallible, just like CEOs are not infallible. And
Yes.
on Mondays, we explore a story of failure. And we want to explore that because we know there's a lot of lessons behind those stories that we can then take and become better, learn from and become better. So, Raj, tell us that story of a moment where you as a Scrum Master, you tried your best, but at that time you still had a lot to learn, which is normal, and the best just wasn't good enough. So tell us the story first. We'll dive into the details later.
Yes. Okay. So on this part, I have my experience. What I say, I mean, what I have understood from the past as a Scrum Master. What I see that when you try to implement an agile culture within your team or within an organization, the biggest challenge what I have personally experienced is changing the people mindset. That's the most important aspect, what I believe, because agile is something, it's all about mindset change. So when I started my career as a scrum master, I have been asked to lead two teams, and it was an agile transformation journey from a waterfall model to a safe model. And what I see that though the team moved into an agile phase, agile way of working, but the mindset, what is still this, it was the waterfall type of,
Can you
mindset.
explain what you mean by that? Like, what were the behaviors that you saw that told you that
Yes.
perhaps the
Okay.
team was still in the waterfall mindset?
Yes. So the team was into a waterfall model mindset, and though we have moved into an agile stuff, so what was happening is normally agile talks about you have to work as a collaborative culture. It's like as a team you have to work. As a team you have to deliver a business value. It's not an individual who delivers the business value. It is the team who delivers the business value. What was happening is what I experienced, though people were coming to the team ceremonies, people were going through some of the agile trainings and all, but when it was actually coming as part of the execution stuff, people still had that mindset that they wanted to work into a silos, they wanted to work standalone, they do not wanted to collaborate with the team. So it was more likely they were taking their work, they were doing it alone, and it was not like agile way of deliverable. It's something like I deliver it, I completed it, then I will deliver to the next person.
So you were
So
facing this problem of team members wanting to work alone and not,
exactly.
collaborating. Uh,
Yes.
uh, what did you do then? Like, what was the next step? What did you try?
Yes. So as a scrum master, what I did is I talked to some of the agile coaches who were helping me in this transformation journey, and I told them the clear picture that what are the challenges I am facing right now. So I started a kind of session on basically a change, behavioral or a cultural program I started within my team with the support of the learning and development team, that I asked them to attend some sort of training which can help them in changing their mindset on a behavioral aspects. And then what I do is I always take them in terms of, some sort of fun activity I used to do. And what I do, I used to pair them in such a way that person who was trying to work independently, even he was a part of an agile team, I used to pair them so that they work together. In that fun related activity, I used to give them some set of activity which builds a kind of a team culture. Some events I used to organize, and I have seen a kind of change when you call the teams for some fun activity and when you engage them as a team building activity. So even over a period of time, you see that the trust start building amongst people. I mean, maybe when you work in a waterfall, that there is always a tendency I've seen, the developer and a tester. I am a developer, I am a tester. Now, when you move somebody from a waterfall to an agile and the mindset is not changing, then the first and foremost thing what I feel is we have to focus on the behavioral, on the cultural aspects rather than putting them into an uh, directly putting them into a 100% mode of an agile transformation. So what I used to do them, I organized a couple of workshop with the support of L&D team, with the support of coaches. We used to give them some sort of team building activities so they do it together. And the improvement what I have seen, the person who was not ready to accept this agile way of working, eventually after 3 to 4 sprint, the same person stands and he or she says that yes, let's work as a team, because I see there is a value behind that. Why agile talks about a team building activity, why we should work as a collaborative way of working.
So, when you think about bringing team members that are, working separately and perhaps want to, stick to their silos as they used to before, what are the concrete activities? Can you give one or two examples of these concrete activities that you
Yes.
use to help teams understand the value of working together?
Yes. So the concrete activity one was, I'll just talk about one game. Like for example, what we used to do that we used to create some sort of workshop session where we pair the people together and we ask them to present some sort of a kind of a session on agile topics. They can take any topic, and it was something like we integrate them, 2 to 3 people work together, come with a kind of an acting kind of activity, like maybe some sort of presentation and some sort of scenarios where they need to work and they have to present and show them that in such critical situation how you need to behave together. The other thing what we do is we started taking them for some of the games activity, like as I am a sports enthusiast person, so I used to take my team for some of this sport. Like for example, on every Friday we used to go for a badminton. And what I do is I used to pair them in such a way that a developer or a tester, like that, and I used to build a team in advance. And I tell them that this is the week where this person is going to work with this person, he is going to play with this person together, is going to form a team. So eventually that the friction, or you say the gap what was there in the behavior while interacting with each other, that part has reduced. And slowly we started seeing the people started working together, they started collaborating, they started coming together to solve a problem which was not possible earlier.
Yeah. So for me, I think that's the key takeaway is exactly looking at the whole interaction between team members. Like you said, on Fridays we go and do some sports activities. Badminton was the example you used, but it could be
Yes.
anything else. And
Yes.
through those activities, actually help teams to experience what working together would mean. Also, team members start to know each other better, trust each other more, and of course that trust brings or comes into the work environment as well. So I really like that very practical, and I would call it real life, so not work life only, but like real life approach at building
Right.
trust and helping team members to work together. From your perspective, Raj, what is the key takeaway you want our listeners to take from this story?
Yeah, so I would say my key takeaway is, for anything, like for example, if it's not only an agile or any changes when you try to bring in a team, first of all, people have to be an open minded. They do not have to bring that habit of restricting their mind, like before giving a try, before thinking and working on it, let's not say why, or let's not say no before itself, because I have seen that people do not understand sometimes that why are we bringing this change, though, and before working on it, before trying on it, they step back, and that's create a problem. Sometimes you go in a a defensive mode, you don't come with a positive attitudes. Like I can give an example, that's my experience when we started for an agile transformations. There were sessions which was being organized across the organization or across the team, and this is for my previous organization where I was working for. There were many people what figured out that without knowing the sense of that, why it is happening, what is the business value it's going to bring, what is the benefit it is going to bring, people came and say, no, I think this is not fit, I think it doesn't suits to me, I didn't like this process, or I didn't wanted to work in that model. So what I say, you can get success only when you work as a team, when you work in a collaborative way. So my key takeaway is always people have to go with a positive mindset. People have to work as a team. And even though if somebody or one person or other person doesn't like that, then they have to come with a concrete, defined aspect that why I'm not liking it. What is the reason behind that? You cannot directly impose saying that no, this is not correct, agile is not correct, my previous model was correct. You have to have some proper justification before you conclude on that. So the key takeaway, as I said, even my to my team or even what I have experienced, I always take the things in a positive way, saying that if anything is coming to me, I would say you take that with a positive mindset, go understand, and then evaluate that.
Absolutely. Keep an open mind. Lovely message. Thank you very much, Raj.
Thank you.
Monday is about what we learn from our obstacles and our failures. But tomorrow, it's about what we learn from our successes. Tomorrow, it's about what we learn from our mistakes and our failures. And Friday, it's about what we learn from our successes. But tomorrow, it's about what we learn from our obstacles and our failures. But tomorrow, it's about what we learn from our mistakes and our failures. is Team Tuesday here on the Scrum Master Toolbox podcast. We explore teams and their journeys, the habits they develop that threaten their performance, how each of our guests helped their teams evolve, and the one key lesson they learned from that experience. We really hope you liked our show. And if you did, why not rate this podcast on Stitcher or iTunes? Share this podcast and let other Scrum Masters know about this valuable resource for their work. Remember that sharing is caring.